Hey everyone, and welcome! We're about to explore something so big and so wonderful that it literally fills the entire universe. Yep, we're talking about God's amazing love. It's a huge idea, so let's just jump right in and see what we can find out together. Our whole adventure today starts with this really beautiful thought. It's the idea that God has left these little secret messages, these little love notes for us all over the world. They're written on everything, from the tiniest flower that's just starting to open to every single blade of grass. You just have to know to look for them. So let's put on our detective hats for a few minutes, okay? We're gonna go searching for some of these love notes that nature is showing us every single day. And believe me, they are everywhere. Have you ever just stopped what you're doing and really listened to birds singing? Well, it turns out those happy little songs aren't just noise. They're actually a sign of God's desire to make his children, and that's us, happy. It's kind of like he's putting on a personal concert just for you. And what about flowers? Think about all their different shapes, their incredible, vibrant colors, and how amazing they smell. All those little details show what our source calls the tender, fatherly care of God, right? He didn't have to make the world so beautiful, but he did anyway. And it's not just the small things either, it's the big stuff too. Things like the warm sunshine on your face and the rain that helps all our food grow. Those are messages of love. The big, tall mountains, the huge oceans, the wide open fields, they are all speaking to us about the Creator's love. This isn't some new idea. This right here is from a really ancient poem called a psalm that was written thousands of years ago. It just goes to show you that people have always looked to the world around them and seen how God takes care of every single living creature, making sure they have exactly what they need. But even with all these amazing, beautiful signs of love all around, something happened. A kind of shadow of misunderstanding started to creep in, and some people began to get a totally wrong idea about God. This source material tells us that an enemy of good, it calls him Satan, wanted to mess up this beautiful picture. So he cast this dark shadow that sort of blinded people's minds and made them start to think of God with fear instead of with love. Okay, now this slide is super interesting because it shows you the two different ideas side by side. See, that shadow wanted people to believe God was this mean, strict judge, always looking for you to mess up. But the truth is that God is merciful, patient, slow to get angry, and actually loves to show mercy. So yeah, this was a pretty big problem. This dark shadow was hiding the truth about God. So someone really special had to come and clear it all away, to show everyone God's true loving face. And that someone was Jesus. The Son of God actually came down from heaven and lived here on earth with us. And he had a super important mission, to show everybody exactly what God the Father is really like. This is so important. Jesus himself said it. He said, if you've seen me, you've seen the Father. So that means if you look at how Jesus lived his life, how he treated people, what he said, it's like you're looking directly at God. It's that simple. And what did his life actually look like? Well, he was always doing good. He healed people who were sick, he comforted people who were sad, and little kids absolutely loved being around him. He was never, ever rude or mean. Love and mercy and compassion, that was in every single thing he did. This just shows you what his heart was like. Jesus saw every single person as incredibly precious and important. His heart just went out to them. He saw people who were lost and hurting, and he knew it was his mission to save them. But his whole life of love and kindness was all leading up to one final ultimate act, the biggest, most powerful way he would ever show God's love for all of us. To save us, Jesus lived, he suffered, and he died. He literally took on all the sadness and all the pain of the whole world, even though he had never done a single thing wrong. And he did it for a reason. He went through all of that sorrow so that we could have a joy that lasts forever. His sadness was directly tied to our future happiness. It was a sacrifice he made on purpose, out of love. The source explains that what really broke his heart on the cross wasn't just the physical pain. It was the feeling of being separated from God because of our sin. And that awful, terrible moment was the greatest proof of just how deep the Father's love is for every single one of us. Now listen up, because this is so important to get.
This huge gift wasn't given to try and make God love us. Not at all. It was a gift that was given because God already loved the world more than we can imagine.
And this verse, well, it says it all, doesn't it? This is probably the most famous love note in the entire world. It's the perfect summary of this incredible, amazing gift of love that came straight from the Father. Okay, so we've seen God's love in nature. We've seen it perfectly in Jesus. But what does all of this incredible love mean for you? Like for you personally, right now, today?
Well, just think about it for a second. The price that was paid to save us was infinite. And that should give you a little clue about how valuable you are. This love means you are worth more than you could ever imagine.
And the promise gets even better. The source calls it a precious promise. Because of what Jesus did, we're all invited to become sons and daughters of God. Can you believe that? We get to be part of the heavenly King's actual family. There's just no other love like this in the whole universe. So we're going to end with a final thought for you to take with you. Knowing that you are valued so much, that you are loved so completely, what does that make you want to do? What kind of good, what kind of love can you now go out and share with the world around you?